Uh-huh. And I bet I'm missing something. I bet there was, or used to be, or has been something back here that held this all in place. It is no longer here. Now, he was using those pull ties not only to hold this back part on, but hold this whole thing in place. I'm wondering if I just put a pull tie around this, a couple of them. Now, I don't think these other switches, I don't know if they work or do anything. I think they were supposed to work the other doors and windows, but this one doesn't have power windows in the back. All it has back there is, well, it has crank windows. I'm gonna get me some of that lubricating oil stuff. Y'all know what I'm talking about, that stuff you put on wires. It's about the same as Vaseline. Get me some of that. Put it on this. I like the idea of being able to bring this, to pull this out if I want to. This has got some little bendable things on the back of it that was holding it in place. But if I could get it to work and have it where I could pull it out and mess with it if I needed to, I'd like that even better. I mean, if you're going to have a functional car, you want it to be, you want it to look nice and all, but you don't want to sacrifice being able to get your windows up and down for having it look nice. But for me, I'd rather have it where if that window wouldn't go, me and Trish talked about this the other day, she had a car that had windows that would kind of malfunction, and she was talking about she was somewhere and they messed up and she had to drive home in the rain, the snow or something, and how awful it was. And I'm thinking, yeah, it is awful, and it's not anything you ever want to, not a situation you ever want to be stuck with, which is one you could get stuck with if you had something like this that was malfunctioning. Because the way this thing works, one side's power and one side's ground. I mean, it's got a power and ground, and then it's got a thing that connects it to the crank motor, and if all else failed, if you had a piece of wire, you could touch a piece of wire to both sides and make it work. So I think what I'm going to do is put this door panel back on, and then just kind of shove that in there, and if it woggles out a little bit, I'm going to let it woggle out a little bit. I'd rather have that than have it where I can't use it. That's what I'm thinking anyway. I suppose another way to fix that would be to slide a little piece in behind it. I'd still have to get the door panel off to get to it, but if I thought that was on there and fixed well enough to stay, it wouldn't take much to put a stick or a welding rod on the back side of that. That's kind of a thought too, just something to hold it in, something that I could peel this off and pull it out. Let me get me a little welding rod, I'll try that. I can take one of these little skinny welding rods and thread it in the back of that door underneath this. And that way if I ever need to get it out, if I pop this part out right here, I can reach in there and pull that welding rod out. That way I wouldn't have to take this door panel off if I did want to get that out and mess with it. I got one of these that are loose, and I can maybe pull it out and slip it back into place. Alright then, we're cooking with gas now, y'all.